Okay, well, hello people, Rich here. It's the final part, fingers crossed, of my no prep drag build. I have been a little busy boy. I've used the Dremel to cut through the carbon fibre with a routing tip on the end of it to cut the slots in here in order to fit the Velcro straps on here. Fingers crossed I'll pull the live comments up in just a minute. He says, okay, so first of all, I've tested the power. Everything is kind of working, but fingers crossed on there. So this battery I've got, the Genesis 2S1, quite a tight fit. Got to slide it in under there, push it back across, feed the strap up this side. I'll put straps front and back, stop it moving around. But hopefully it goes better today. I've got the motor wire soldered on there. Now, ESC to mount up to the back. I'm just waiting to pull the comments up, people. Yeah, now pulling the comments up. So hello to everyone out there. I will get on the comment section in just a second. Sorry there people, just waiting for the comments to come up. Oh, Isaac Lemon, hi. HCU, Salif. Oh, RC Rorschach, hello, how are you doing? I had a great morning out down at Shell Sands in Foster City, where I met up with one of my viewers and another friend that I met up with locally, and the two screws that I've picked for the job absolutely are not going to fit, which is highly embarrassing from the absolute outset. MCSA, you got your first 6S battery 2 days ago for your Arrma Typhon 6S. Crazy. Yeah, Arrma Typhon, I've had every Arrma Typhon from V1 through to V4. And when I bought the first V1 one, the model store had it sat on the shelf in New Jersey for about 6 months. And they said, what on earth do you want to buy that for? And then, what, within 2 years, the whole world had changed, certainly in relation to Arrma. Now, I'd got 2 countersunk screws ready to go in here, although they didn't need to be. I countersunk them because this is, well, this Castle Sidewinder 8 works with the car. Said fingers crossed if I can ever get the screws to go in. It's not the actual ESC I bought to go with the car, which is a Castle Mamba Monster X. But the Monster X arrived when the BEC circuit wasn't working. So Castle is sending me a new one out. Castle customer service is, I have to say, absolutely excellent on there. And this is not going well for, oh, there we are. Going to go well from the outset. It's just been one of those weeks in terms of stuff fitting together like this. That's just going to fight every inch of the way. No, it is actually going in there. Oh, and sorry if the picture went blank for a second there, guys. Put the phone on charge. The problem I've got is when I run the phone continuously on the power, it overheats and then the picture kicks out, leaving me completely dead in the water. It's one of those jobs you need child-sized hands for. See, all I thought I've got to do, fit 2 screws in, then I can show people the car working with the wheels on. But these 2 screws are obviously going to be a pig to go in. Okay. Salufia, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name there. You're making a 1/5. What 1/5 car are you building there? I would love to know, because I'm quite a fan of the big scale stuff myself there at the minute. Now, That is down nice and tightly. You will see I've got the Castle B-Link plugged in here, which I'd highly recommend to anybody with a Castle ESC is to buy one of these B-Links. We're now going to remove it. Paying careful attention to the wiring on the other end. That's going to come out of there. And all being well. So it's very difficult trying to keep an eye on the comments and keep your hands out of the way of the camera. Now, my favourite tool is probably the cable tie. I always keep these on the workbench for one very good reason, is that if you've got something that and you need to go and get a tool and you really don't want to let go of the part you're holding, you can quite often hold it down with one of these cable ties and just cut it away with scissors when you're done, if that makes sense there, people. Oh, you've got a custom 1/5 build going on there. Seifula. I'm sorry for this. I'm probably mispronouncing your name. Yeah, RC Rorschach. Yeah, never goes quite to plan. I'll tell you, I like doing the live stuff, but I get quite I'm not normally nervous in front of the camera, but the live stuff, there is so much that can go wrong. I plan it all out on a bench. I've got all the tools set to the side, everything else you can possibly think of, and yet then with those 2 screws that were going in there, the ones I pick up, I've got the like a minuscule size hex that are required to fit the things on there, and they're not the ones that I thought they were at all. But anyway, any build like this, you want to make sure, don't leave the wires flapping around, particularly with a drag car or anything that's going to run at any speed. Nor do you want to pull them so tight they're stretching and binding up. But oh, and I had a lot of fun cutting the carbon fibre slots for the Velcro for the battery tray. If anybody's working with carbon fibre chassis like this and you're cutting into it. Now we've all got, I would say wear a mask, but we've obviously all got masks worldwide at the minute. But you really do want to be wearing something like an N95 mask, because the carbon dust coming out of the chassis is absolutely horrible. Very fine powder, catching the back of your throat. Will probably have you coughing like COVID, even if you've not got COVID on there. Speaking of which, I hope everyone out there is staying safe. Oh, 100-mile-an-hour buggy, man. Oh, go spend a mile, see that carbon fibre frame. Yeah, thanks. It's labour I'll have to work on. The Dremel makes fairly short work of cutting through it. They cut the battery slots in fairly easily. It's just very, very messy indeed, because it just goes everywhere and the dust is super fine. Clings to everything on there. That wiring. That move me B-Link out of the way. If you use one of these Castle B-Links, you can just use it. You can leave it in the car, so you can adjust all the parameters to the ESC. This has got very few parameters you can adjust. The only thing I did was up the punch level from 80% to 100%. But this isn't the ESC that's going in the car eventually. Eventually, we will be putting in Castle Mamba Monster X 8S in there. But as I say, that one was dead in arrival, but Castle customer service, very, very good indeed. Get straight through on the phone. I was through within 30 seconds, problem sorted out within 5 minutes. So, what are we thinking, people? Is that build looking reasonably neat? Now, the one thing I'm not going to do today, but I'm going to do over the weekend, I'm going to take this car out Sunday, test launch it, with the I've got a GNSS power meter from Power Hobby, which actually it's got a drag racing setting on it, so you can program in the distance you want to travel, and it'll tell you how fast it's covered, say 132 feet, etc., on there. So that's one function I've not tested out on the GNSS speed meter so far. I will be showing you the body in this video, but yours truly has thought of an absolute howler, which will probably have a lot of you laughing like crazy in a second. I'll come on to that. You can spot it on the car, or what's not on the car, right now. Anyway, time to get the tyres on, because I'm going to fire it up on the bench, see how it's going to go. The one thing I've needed to do was order new track rod ends on here, new track rods for the rear, because not at all happy with the way the tyres are sitting, because the rear arms were about 1 centimetre, 15 millimetres longer than the stock ones. So the stock rods at the rear were too short, I've cobbled together some out of my parts box just so I can fire the thing up on the side. But I've got some new ones coming because I've got no idea as to what size I should have on there, because the arms that I bought, oh, I love these drivers, by the way, switches between 5 and 7 mil in the blink of an eyelid. What body shells are you going for? Yeah, I'll show you. I will show you the body shell by the end of this video, people. I'm just cutting it out on the side. I was going to say that doesn't feel like it's on, but that's actually really, really good. There's like no movement at all in that from side to side. Damn, that stays like that. But you can see, look at that crazy angle there. It's leaning way outwards. It's just comical. It needs to sit a good centimetre in from that. But we will see. Sorry, people, trying to keep up with the comments at the same time. Yeah, you need a fan on there. I'm debating fitting a fan to the motor, but then I'm thinking, you're running on the No Prep drag racing. You're running for such a short period of time. Do I need a fan or not? Because the fan's going to set power from the battery, ESC, etc. on there. So, well, I thought of fitting a fan. I'm not too worried, given the time it's going to be running on there. Maybe a heatsink might be better, but then you think you're adding weight if I put a heatsink on there. So, finally looking like a dragster. One job I did mention that I was going to do off camera. If you look at the front suspension, the toe out, when it was some toe out, but we've got a crazy amount of toe out at the front at the minute. So I'm going to take all of the rods off, make everything the same length, but I'm going to do it off camera because that's going to be a pig of a job, require a lot of patience on there. But this thing is just about ready to fire up. He says, let's get it on the stand. This could be like comedy theatre if this thing fires up badly. Just using tactic radio at the minute. So let's turn that on. Now, you're thinking, Rich, you're definitely missing something. Now, the battery leads are going to go in like that. Fire this up. Fingers crossed this powers up this time. Okay. Now, let me shift it back. Show you. We got steering on there. Oh, I noticed we got a little bit of wobble on that steering servo, so that bracket needs tightening up before we run at speed on there. If you see when I move that over to that side, this rear end is being pushed out. So, oh yeah, definitely got some movement on there, on that servo that is. Anyway, that's how it goes, full throttle. I have to say, I was not expecting the tyres to balloon quite like that. They didn't balloon like that earlier. Man. And that's actually pulled that rim off, and I glued those on, and that's pulled that rim off. So, always test on the bench, but we're now working. We have got power, but look at that. Blown that off, and I thought I'd glued that on nicely. So that needs to come back off. You can imagine if that happened on the street, we could have gone sideways into something in a big hurry. So that wheel's coming off. I'll do that now, lest I forget later. Oh, so if you could get how many volts? Yeah, it's just a 2S pack. It's the Gens Ace 5800 milliamp 2S pack, 100C with 200C burst on there, because people recommended that, even though you recommended that, because this is a 2.5 turn brushless motor on here, which hence the 8S, well, hence the 6S ESC at the minute, but the 8SC that's going on there, because these things on a full throttle draw a huge amount of current, and you can actually fry smaller ESC. You could run this with a 3S ESC and the thing will fry the ESC out on there. Nice and easy to turn the power off, fairly obviously. Just disconnect the battery there. And then, come on, pull that out. If anybody's wondering how you charge it up, comes with this Dean's lead on here with the balance plug in the middle on there. So when that battery is undone, you can plug that port into there and charge it up on there. So I charge it using this, run it using this. Whoa, man, it's about 108 degrees in my garage, or it certainly feels like that at the minute. Anyway, the body, everyone was clamoring last week, and I apologize, I shut the feed down before paying attention to the comments, and so everybody was saying, what body are you running? I'm like, Rich. Now, I'm going to put this out to a vote as to what colour we spray the body. I've gone for the Proline Chevy Malibu 1978 Chevy Malibu on here in blue. I'm a big fan of orange. Like, if I was ever to buy a Lamborghini, I would buy one in like that violent orange colour that they've got. Blue, enough blue. Oh, guys, you are got what keeps me sane doing this kind of stuff. Now the body itself, we come with a whole load of stickers, and inside all of here we've got all the mask for the windows, etc. on there. Okay, night greens RC. Yeah. Now the body itself. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like William Barlow says, Hugger Orange. That I really would like a violent, in-your-face orange car, if you know what I mean, on there. I love the Lambos in the like the bright green, the bright orange on there. Now, this it looks huge when you take it out of the packet, but fits over the top without a problem. And yet, literally, I thought this was, I thought I bought like a 1/5 scale body for the thing. On here, I've got the wing, which I've got to figure out how to trim and paint that. But just take the camera out the mount for a second, so you can see around that. So, despite looking absolutely mammoth when I had it in the packet on its own, looks like it'll fit like a dream. It is designed for a 2-wheel drive / on there. So people, all we need to do now is decide upon the colour. What have you got? An orange body would look good with the blue suspension parts, yeah. Yeah, the build. Yeah, thank you for 12th Man RC Hobbies. Yeah, the build has been like a labour of love on this thing. This is the kind of car you never tell your wife how much it cost to build, because I thought I'd got a bargain to start with buying this carbon fibre roller slash on eBay for like 120 bucks on there. I then spent like another 140 on this Proline 32 pitch gear case for the rear end, because Hot Racing one it came with, the wheelie bar wouldn't attach. You can spend like another $30 on the wheelie bar, about $140 on the MIP drive shafts, and so on and so on and so on. You're probably looking at the value of like an X-Max on air, which is absolutely terrifying to my mind. Anyway, guys, thank you to everybody for tuning in. I'm going to put like a link up to a vote as to what colour we should spray that Malibu body with. Oh, hang on. What happened on the what? Oh, Stuart J. What happened on the A-arms? Right, the ones at the rear that I bought supposedly for a 2-wheel drive slash were actually about 50 millimeters longer than the existing ones. That meant the tie rod was too short. I didn't have any tie rod the exact length, hence the comical style wheel position on there. But I've got 2 new tie rods coming in tomorrow, which is slightly shorter, which should pull the wheels up to good working spec. Next thing being, I've got the GTR shocks on order, both front and rear, and Earl Moorhead has been very helpful. Thanks, Earl, on giving me advice on the spring settings and exactly what shocks I need to fit to the car. So we are going to change the shocks around on there, but it's going to get its first shakedown run on Sunday. So if you like it and you want to see it run, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Oh man, yeah, William Barlow. Sorry if I'm huffing and puffing, guys. It's getting like seriously warm in this garage. I've got a my own auto needs a new turbo fit into it, which is going in for next week. And do not ever ask how much the new turbo is going to cost, because it is just horrendous. You could buy a small car for that price, but accordingly, the existing one, my existing auto is thumping out heat like you would not believe in this garage. Yeah, the front, but going back to the A-arms, the front ones fitted like an absolute dream on here. Not a problem. They're identical size on here. The only thing I've not been able to fit, and anybody's got any advice who runs a carbon fibre car like this, sway bars. I've got the hot racing sway bars, cannot fit the front or the rear ones. There didn't seem any location points at all with this current setup. So we'll run it as it is and see how we get on. Ooh, maybe purple. I like purple metal flake for the colour. That would work. We like that. Maybe with like a hint of white along the blue or the roof on there. Yeah. I know, I was wondering that. I said you got, Aris Cool says you got the 4x4 sway bars. I bought ones which were sold like on eBay as the 2-wheel drive slash ones, but I'm looking at them and other people's videos of how to fit them. And I do know how to fit. I've fitted sway bars on the Traxxas cars before. And I was wondering the same thing. Have I been sent like the wrong thing? But it is what it is on there. Anyway, people, many thanks for tuning in. And all being well, we're going to go run this Sunday. If I can get a good enough single, I'll actually do a live video on Sunday of this thing running on there, provided I've got those tie bars in at the rear and I can get the actual tyres running at a decent size. And provided I get that glue sorted out, which shouldn't be a problem. But always best to test the stuff on the, it just shows best to test the stuff on the bench. That gun wobbly at speed could have been quite nasty. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. And as ever, guys and girls, stay safe out there, whatever you do. Thanks for watching. Bye.